And welcome to another wonderful episode on your favorite talk show, Serenity TV. My name is Goodness Shisum, and today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic that touches us in every aspect, especially business wise. And the title of this topic is Building a Business with No Capital. Is that even possible? Building a business without no capital. Is that even possible? Joining me to discuss this topic today is
Mr. Samuel Wanko.
you're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, sir, when people hear of starting a business with no capital, they believe that you start a business with no money, right? In the society right now.
Yes.
Is that a possible thing? Is that mindset is it real?
First, I would say people who started business with capital are struggling. Talk more of those that don't have capital to start. So I think it is very difficult. I will not say it's impossible, but it is a very difficult scenario for somebody to start a business without capital.
Okay. Okay, that is to say it's possible, but then someone has to, it's not realistic or,
Yes, because in uh, any place I find myself, I like to be realistic.
okay.
I don't think it is possible. It is very, very difficult.
Okay, it is very,
It
very
is very, very
difficult.
difficult because there are rare cases.
Okay.
Somebody might be privileged or opportune to have a one in a lifetime opportunity. It doesn't mean that it is feasible, that anybody can do the same thing and be successful. So when we talk about business, anybody you meet and you talk about business, the first thing that comes to the person's mind is money. Money is involved. And I've listened to a lot of people talking about this topic, and they'll mention some things. They'll tell you if you can do this without money. But at the end of the day, you see that it boils down to money. It is better you say that starting a business with low capital than no capital.
Okay, with low capital than no capital. Because we're in a digital age right now, and a lot of youths they have, I can say some youths have already started doing business and with no capital, but at the wrong ground, some of them fumble. You understand?
That which you're calling no capital still involves finance. Because for you to do any freelancing job, definitely at least you have data. And in this country nowadays, you can't do anything without data. And data is not cheap. So you will be expected to invest or put in money in whatever thing you're doing. You want to do affiliate marketing, you want to do drop shipping. There are so many things that you can talk about, you do online without this big issue we call capital. But at the end of the day, you see that you need to involve some amount of money for this to work out. So I believe to start a business, you definitely need something, no matter how low it is. It is better to have something and gradually grow. Now, a lot of people will want to to motivate those that are listening to them. You can start with nothing. It is a good idea, but the truth remains that in the real world, if you don't have the money to push your idea, you don't have the money to push your products, nobody will hear about you.
Okay.
Yes.
But like you said now, you said it's possible, but it's not also possible. Yeah, our ideas now are not really aligned. So going to the possibility aspects, right? What are some excuses that people make, like give that this business is not growing? What are those excuses that people make, even when they have, okay, you say little capital? What about when they have the little capital, but they make excuses? If I start this business, are you sure it will grow? That kind of excuses. So have you heard of people in that scenario before?
Yes, I have. It's equally something that has happened to me.
You can share your story.
I didn't just wake up one day and I started doing business.
Okay.
It took a lot of mental strength for you to start with the little you have. Because we believe that you need to have a certain amount for you to be sure that you can start and run a business. But that's not true. So no matter how small, no matter how little your capital is to start a business, the number one thing is the willingness to start. If you can
Yes.
win the battle against yourself, then you are successful in business with the little capital you have. No excuse is attainable once it comes to business. But okay, while I was having a discussion with somebody, I told him that in starting a business, the last thing you need is money. I don't know if you understand everything I'm trying
No,
to say.
I don't understand because I want to ask that question. Why did you say the last thing you, because in this world now, Nigeria currently,
Yes.
we believe that money rules everything.
Yes.
Like money is okay, I will not say money rules everything, but money is one of the important factors that is ruling this world right now, currently.
Yes.
Someone who doesn't have money cannot actually start a business, like you
Yes.
rightfully said.
Yes.
So why will you say that you don't really need money?
No, I didn't say you don't really need money.
Okay.
I said money is the last thing.
Okay, the last
The
thing.
last thing you will
Okay.
need to start a
Okay.
business.
Okay.
Because the first thing you need is the willingness. You want to do something.
Okay.
What do you want to do? There are a lot of people that are out there. You can give them money. They don't know what they want to do with the money. That is the problem. Anybody that is giving you excuse doesn't know what to do with the money that is available to him or her. So that's why I said you have to win the battle against yourself first. When you convince yourself that, oh, I want to do this. Do you want to go into service provision, or do you want to go into goods? You understand? These are businesses.
Okay.
When you convince yourself, okay, I want to enter into purchase of goods, or I want to provide service like barbing, stuff like that, that doesn't involve exchange of goods for money. You convince yourself that this is what I want to do. There's somebody that you can ask now, what will you do with 500,000? The person has the plan set. But there's another person you will give the same 500,000. The person will tell you it's too small in this country. You understand? So when you understand what you want to do first, then you talk about your target market. Are you looking at the youths? Are you looking at the children? Are you looking at the parents, aged members of the society? When you answer these questions before you talk about money, are you getting my point? That's why I say it's the last thing. If you put it first, you're not going anywhere. I don't know if you understand now.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay, so you have been into business for a long time, right? If I'm not
For a
mistaken.
while.
For a while. Okay, that's good. Can you briefly tell us a short story, of your venture into business? It will encourage our viewers out there. If you have tried some and it failed, then you decide, because people believe that once they start a business, they just forget about it. You understand? They just if I start this business now, I know someone. She started was it a bag business, right? Selling it around students area, but then she wasn't getting the audience that she needed. She wasn't getting people, so she decided to switch into jewelries. And I'm not joking. She's making mad sales into it. You understand? So that's her own story. But can you tell us one briefly, if you have any?
Actually, I'm into distribution of products to retail outlets.
Okay.
So I work with as many supermarkets as possible. And it didn't just start today. It started with an idea in my head. And where I want to be is still very far from where I am. Now, when I started business, it was very difficult because I had little capital. I was discouraged because the cost of doing the business is almost more than the profit you're making from the business, and for you to remain viable and competitive. Because the business is so competitive that if your price is too high, nobody will buy from you. So these are the challenges that you face, definitely. So I started with distributing one type of yogurt, and after a while, it gained acceptance in the society. But because of the hard condition or competition in the industry, it was difficult to break even. That at a point, I almost decided to give up and go back, take any 9 to 5 job. But when I was doing the 9 to 5 job, I wasn't too convinced. I wasn't satisfied. I just want to be out there to introduce my own brand. So when I came out and I I jammed the business world, it didn't give me what I had in my head. I almost gave up. So I will say, for somebody who is coming in, it's not going to be an easy route. But because you've won the battle against yourself, that no matter what you face in this, you are coming out strong. You face it and you continue. But if you have the opportunity to do something better, just like your friend, she noticed that the bag is not going for her, you can equally switch. But if you know that this is what you want and you are sure that this is the angle that you want to attack the market from, make your products known, make your products, very affordable for people. And before you know what is happening, you've taken the market. The bag business that she left, there are people making it in the bag business. So it depends, maybe her approach or the kind of quality. There are a lot of factors you consider in business. So I will encourage anybody that is coming in to make up his or her mind that no matter what you're seeing in business, you are not giving up.
Okay, sir. Let's briefly talk about networking. You know, networking is very important in business.
Very, very.
Very important,
Very,
right? Now, people want to start up a business, but the problem that they encounter is also networking. That's one of the excuses they give us. Like they need people to surround them, and then if they don't have those big people, like these rich people in the society, they don't have them. Do you think this person can make it? Like let me break this down right now. We have someone here who wants to start up a business, but this person is not from any rich background, doesn't know anybody, doesn't know all these popular rich men in the society, which I wouldn't like to call their name in this segment. But then another person knows, generally everyone knows all of them. I know this person, I know this person, I know this particular person. Now the problem now is, do you think that person who doesn't know anybody in the society can still make it in without networking, or does the person have to grow and learn it?
The person that doesn't have access to the rich people, whether the person can make it. Yes, why not? Now, there's one thing that attracts the rich people, the people you call rich, the elites. There's one thing that attracts them. Whether it's coming from somebody they are meeting today, or a family member, or anybody they know prior to the business time, is integrity. This is one thing that attracts any so-called rich man, any elite that wants to invest or that wants to patronize you. Integrity. If you have this, whether you know the person before now or you don't know the person will want to do business with you. Now, there is one thing I plan to mention later on, but let me mention it now. Starting a business without capital, there is something we call supplier's credit. That a supplier can give you goods on credit for you to sell and return their capital to them. Now, no supplier, no rich man, no business owner will give you this product if they are not sure of your integrity. But when they are sure that if we release this product to this person is, our money is not at risk, we will get our money back. Definitely, they are going to do business with you. So whether they know you before now or they don't know you before now, you need to start from somewhere. When you have done this and you have proven that over time you can do this business is viable. That's when people on their own will be willing to invest in your business without you asking them for investment. I can tell you this for free. There was a time I wrote letters for soft loan from friends. A good number of them said no. In fact, nobody gave me. But after a while, when they noticed that, the business is
Coming up.
gradually, they decided to offer the loan themselves. The same thing I was pursuing now came on a platter. So it's not because you're connected to some people or you're not connected to some people. That's the reason or the factor that will surround your business success. No, it is what you're offering. If you say this is your product and it does this, anybody that patronizes it at the end of the day gets the same results, the person will come back tomorrow. And from there, they refer you. That's how network grows. It doesn't happen overnight. So if I can, on my own, say that this person is who he said or she said he is, there won't be any problem to anybody that I'm recommending you to. So I can confidently recommend you to anybody. And when the person is satisfied, the network continues to grow from there. So I don't believe you have to have a certain category of people in your life before you make it in business. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. So, okay, now going back to the topic, because we said, starting up a business with little or no capital, with no capital actually.
Yeah.
So do you think it's possible for someone who started a business with no capital for the business to continue running or fail at the long run? You remember we said it's possible to start up a business with no capital, but then will it shake?
One thing about business is consistency.
Consistency.
Yes. If you're in business and you're consistent, you'll definitely grow. But for instance, you have a shop, you open any day you like. People on their own feel like if I go there, this guy might be there or he may not be there. But when they know that come rain, come shine, whether it's raining, whether the whole earth wants to talk, you will open your shop. Anybody that wants to buy something will come there. But there's something that happened to me with one lady that stays close to my place. When I'm coming back, I will pass other shops because I don't want to carry loads. I want to, when I get close to my street, I'll just buy things and then I'll enter my house. But I was disappointed when I got there, she didn't open. I had to go back to other shop I passed to go and buy, and that was something I needed that night. Now, since then, I made up my mind that whenever I'm coming back, I don't have to go to her shop to buy anything.
But there are factors that can cause someone not to be consistent, health wise, and other things. Maybe the person was too lazy. Okay, I will not say too lazy. I will not say too lazy. Maybe it rained that day, and then she'll be like, the weather is so cold, though. I'm not sure I can go out today. So, in as much as yes, consistency is correct, but then you cannot just because of one day decide to not patronize this person again.
Okay, it didn't happen once.
Oh, okay.
So it happened a couple of times.
Okay.
Before I decided not to use her as my last resort.
Okay.
Now imagine if this same thing has happened to about 50 people living across the same street. She'll be complaining that she doesn't have sales or her sales is declining on daily basis. But she won't know it's something as little as this that caused 20 people to start going to other places. You understand? So I think this consistency is very, very key, whether you're starting with capital or you're starting without capital.
Okay. But consistency works hand in hand with determination, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're determined on your own, nobody will even remind you to open your shop.
Okay.
No matter what is happening.
Okay. Yeah. So, guys, it has been a wonderful time in the studio yet with Mr. Samuel. Let's go on this short break and we'll be back shortly. We are still discussing the topic, building a business with no capital. Is that even possible? Okay, sir. Now, let's get down to this now because this is getting very interesting and educative. So I would like to ask this question. Have you ever done a business, because you said you started a business and then went back to 9 to 5, then you are not comfortable with it and then had to go back to business, right? So
I said when I was doing 9 to 5, I wasn't too comfortable. So when I moved over to business, I was discouraged with what I faced. So I almost went back to 9 to 5.
Okay. Now I would like to tell us something about that discouragement. What happened?
Okay, like I told you earlier, I'm into distribution of products to retail outlets. So there are some places you walk into with these amazing products you feel you have, and the way they will look at you as if you are wearing back of your clothes. Say, what is this? I beg. Okay, we are looking for money to buy products. We are bringing this one. Who will buy this thing? Just imagine the kind of emotional trauma or how you're going to feel disappointed in that moment. And when I started, I went all the way to the company. I looked at the products. We discussed. I paid my way there. I came back with products. And then the very first shop I entered to discuss these products, to discuss the business and all of that, person was like, what is this? This is too small. I will carry this thing come out. I say, I tried to summon courage to still convince him. Then he asked me how much. And I told him, I think that was 2005 for a pack of yogurt as at then. That was like 2005. Who will buy this thing? I beg, go and tell company if they can sell it 1,500 come
Ah.
back. It was so like I felt so bad. Not like I had so much markup on this.
Yes.
Imagine a pack of yogurt for 2,500 and somebody complained. As at then, it was the cheapest yogurt. But I don't know. That's the kind of challenge you face in the real world. Now, I almost went back home that day.
So what kept you going?
I remember that I didn't start the business because of him. I joined the business not knowing whether he's the owner of the supermarket or not, whether I will meet him or not. So the drive to push my business was still there. So I had to move on to the next shop. I had to move on to the next location. And then I started noticing some people who welcome me. I got some yes as against the no that I got earlier. But that first no almost discouraged me. So I kept on pushing. Later, this particular man that told me that the product was expensive became one of my best buying customers. So even I went back that day, what would have happened? So that is the thing. When you're in business, it's not going to be all rosy. But when you remember what is pushing you, you will not give up.
Okay, so many people say start up with what you have.
Hmm.
What if what the person have now is not marketable?
Are you talking about the product or the money?
No, like okay, you said you started a yogurt business, right? And then that is a marketable product. You can
Yes.
show it out, and then But what if the person only has an idea to help push this business forward? You understand? Because people forget about it, or people look down on people who just have initiative. And people who are creative mindset, their mindset are very creative. But then someone would be like, if I give you this area of work now, will you do something with it? Or just do you think that it's still marketable?
Okay. From what I've noticed, like I told you earlier, people will be willing to invest or work with you when they are sure that you know what you're doing. To have an intellectual property is a very nice thing. You can sell it, you can make money from it, but you have to be sure that this thing that you're introducing to people will stand the test of time. It will pass, it will survive. If anybody that wants to work with you feels any atom of doubt within you, the person will not do business with you. The person will not want to continue with you at all. So you have to be convinced beyond reasonable doubt that what you're about to enter or the idea you have in your head will survive the situation or whatever the life throws at it. Then I think by so doing, you can easily convince another person to join you. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much.
You're
Now, let's go into the segment of education, because in as much as people don't see it, education is very important. It's very, very important.
Yes.
It's only an educated man that can know how to further his ways, even in business. Now, sir, can you tell us books that you read, or do you have mentors that you've come across that help you in your area of business?
Yes, I have mentors. I have business associates.
Okay.
They said there's one man that used to say, if you hang around five billionaires, you'll be the sixth billionaire. If you hang around five fools, you'll be the sixth fool. So the people you surround yourself with matters, because it's not what comes out of a man. I think it's what goes into a man, or how do they say it? Something like that. So what you feed yourself with, the people you surround yourself with, have a way of influencing you. So I have mentors. I have people I listen to, both those that know me and those that don't know me. There are people I listen to online. I see them drop their message. I listen to it. Impacts me. It helps me grow, because one of them used to say, it's not going to the next step, it is growing to the next step. Whatever thing you're doing, this is your level. If you want to grow if you want to enter in another phase, you have to grow yourself to be able to handle the challenges of the next phase. So I have mentors, I have books I've read. It's not just about business that you read. You also read about handling people, about
Yes. Handling people
psychology
is
of
very
people.
important. Yes.
Because in business you meet all kinds of characters.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to navigate and handle people based on the kind of temperament and the kind of attitude they throw at you, you your growth might be limited. Let me put it like that. But it's not like it will affect you so much. But everybody is important in business.
Everybody is important in business, but you have not actually told us the books that you've read or you've come across.
A good number of them. Okay.
You can just mention one. We are good with that.
I've, the one that is easily coming. It's not this one I want to mention, but the one that is coming to my mind now is psychology of money.
Okay.
Psychology of money
Yeah.
it's trying to let you understand how money behaves, as if money has its own mindset, so you know what to do when you have the money.
Okay, so now we have talked about starting up a business with no business with no capital. Now, what about people that have a business idea? Now we know that you can in the society right now you cannot actually start a business without a capital, because you must have a capital. Now, what advice do you give to those people that have a capital but they don't know how to navigate the money to start it up?
Yeah, a lot of people are not patient to listen to a mentor. They can get a consultant.
A consultant.
Yes, I consult too for people. Those who want to set up supermarkets, eateries, we have a group for that. Now, if you have the capital but you don't know the viable business or what you want to do with this money, there are people that is their job. When you talk to them, they do it. And there is something I've come to realize that it's one thing to create wealth, it's another thing to pass it on to the next generation. Now, there are people that have this money, their kids are not interested in the family business. What do? They put it in trust. The ownership remains with the family, but others manage this money for them. So at the end of the day, the business is going, because if you hand it over to, say, your son who is not interested, who doesn't have your vision or your drive, give that business some time, he will start having issues. Because when something is going bad in the business, he or she doesn't care. The person is just interested in the idea he or she has about surviving in the business, in life. So for somebody who has money, can get a consultant or invest it in a business and hand it over to trust, so that people can run the business for you and your capital is safe.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. Now, sir, this will be the last question, right? What are those things that you wish someone told you before starting a business? You've experienced business, like you said, you went to a supermarket and this person turned you down, a lot of things. So what are those things that you've experienced in business that you wish someone told you? Because in as much as you started the business and business is going on fine now, it wasn't like that before, right? So, and then you have someone, like I said earlier, people who want to start up a business. So you are a consultant. I'm not asking you to give us the full detail, but what are those few things that you wish that someone told you before you started up the business?
Okay, that is not always rosy.
Okay.
It's not always rosy in business. You can embark on a trip and you make something that will blow your mind. Tomorrow you do the same thing the same way, but you come back with a loss. So it's not always rosy.
It's not always rosy.
Yes, it's not always rosy.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, guys, it has been a wonderful time in today's segment, and like I said today, this has been a very interesting time with Mr. Samuel in the studio. And today's topic, like I said earlier also, that it touches us all way around our life, even our business. So now you've heard from him, and you've also gotten some important, life-changing business ideas too. So, and the business today's topic, like I said, is so interesting, and building a business with no capital. Is that even possible? Now we've heard from him that it's possible, but to an extent. So do well to comment and like our Facebook page on Serenity TV, and also follow us on our YouTube channel at officialserenitytv.com. So like us on Facebook and on YouTube, and make sure to drop your comments down below. Thank you, and see you again.